So good to be with you guys here today. We are so excited. It's gray in Virginia, a little bit, on the cool side. It's 73 degrees as I'm speaking to you now, kind of rubbing it in a little bit for some of our callers, but it's absolutely magnificent. I'm so glad to be with you today. So glad to be on this side of the call. It's always an honor. We are just coming off of an amazing event. We were just talking about that just very briefly. It was a leadership retreat here at the farm, and it was spectacular. Thanks to the efforts of so many people. I know people are so gracious, and they always want to thank me, but trust me, it's not me. If you came here to the farm, that ain't my thing, right? I'm just like, I've got the heart, we've got the farm, we've got all that, but it comes together by the efforts of so many big hearts and strong hands. I went from preparing for the retreat to participating in the retreat, to retreating on my own, to regroup after a whole lot of work. Sometimes it's hard, I guess, for people to imagine, but it really does zap you physically and spiritually and emotionally, even intellectually, as we plan for this event. Some of you have had parties, big parties. Maybe you have a Christmas party or a New Year's party or 4th of July party every year, whatever. And so much planning goes into it and so much attention to, is the house ready? Is the yard ready? Does it look good? Will they have enough food and that sort of thing? And just try to imagine that 3 days full. So it does take a lot, right? Going into retreat or retreating on your own doesn't mean you just sit around and do nothing. Okay, so even though I needed to retreat from all the madness after the event, I didn't sit around and do nothing. You don't transform into a slug all of a sudden, right? Retreating is pulling back from the flow to take a closer look at life or your business or whatever it is that you're trying to better yourself at, right? It's preparing for the next step or the next season. It's readying yourself to refresh, no doubt, but mostly to revive for the journey. Remy put it best when he was using battle, like a war, as an example. And he said, soldiers go out and they fight the war and then they retreat. They don't retreat to get away, and to be a slug. They retreat because they need to strategize a little bit. What are we going to do next? What's our strategy going to be? And they revive themselves to get back into battle. Same is true. He used a boxer. Boxers go into the ring and they box away. And then they have a time of retreat where they go to the corner of their ring and they refresh a little bit, get some water, no doubt. But they're looking at what is my strategy to go back into that ring? How can I win? And so that's really what retreat is all about. If you miss the leadership retreat, you have no earthly idea what you're missing, and there aren't words out there that any of us can share with you that would make you understand it. You just have to be here. So mark your calendar. It's always Columbus Day weekend, 3-day weekend, and it'll be Columbus Day weekend 2019. But remember this, if you say, I'm going to try to be there, it's never going to happen. You just have to make a commitment and make it happen. So you got a full year to plan, make it happen. There was a lot of excitement leading up to this event and a lot of satisfaction. We pulled it off with excellence. I can tell you that. We were high-fiving, just so grateful that everything came together. And it was so cool to just say, wow, we did it, But the excitement doesn't stop there. The seeds that were planted will last forever. And all the things that we learned from our business are priceless. Of course, we got to apply them, but they're priceless, right? What we learned from this leadership retreat will propel us forward to be better in every single area of our life. I spent a little time retreating so I could refresh and revive, no doubt. But most people, after something like that, might be inclined to say, whew, it's over. Thank God. Almost like it's like the plague, right? Thank God it's over and I don't have to think about it anymore. And they might retract instead of retreat because of it. But I got excited all over again. And I began to plan for the leadership retreat next year, believe it or not, just coming off of this one. Because you see, it's not a season. This business for us is not a season. The farm, retreat is not a season. It's a mission, and a mission that doesn't end until I do. So my vision has been moved from this event to the next one right off the bat as soon as I retreated. All these things inspired the message for you today entitled Retreat or Retract. It's hard to believe that we're closing in on the last part of the last quarter of 2018. I can't even believe it, right? We're going to blink twice. It's going to be like hitting a banana peel. You're just going to slide right into the holidays. We're there basically. And, the stores are filled with holiday things, Christmas. We're seeing it all over the place. Some people have already gone into holiday mode as they began to plan and shop and do all those things. They've retracted from their business, and they'll set their business aside for the things that they'd rather be doing. And I'm not judging that. It is the season to celebrate the birth of our Lord. It is a season to be jolly, but it is not the season to be broke. I don't care what your thinking is, right? Some people will get busy trying to make an extra sale or two just so that they can fund Christmas, fulfill that dream that they have for this holiday season. Some people will get busy trying to, to get on fire, actually. Some of them will say, wow, I just want to make this the best end of the year that I can. They know that historically with the NAGIC, December is our record-breaking month for sales. It's not what you think it is. It's absolutely the most, busiest time of the year in terms of sales. So how will we end the year? What will we do if we, whether we have everything ready or not, the season's coming, what are we going to do with that? And much of what we do will depend on whether we retreat or we retract from our business. As a reminder, to retreat is to step back. It's to regroup, right? It's for a purpose. It's getting the hustle and bustle out of your way and saying, okay, what's my strategy moving forward, and get it refreshed and revived. But to retract is a whole different story. It's to withdraw, to step away from completely, to withdraw from. So you have a choice, to make it, if you're serious about your business, that is, you can retreat to regroup for the final phase of the year and begin planning for the next year, very much the same as I am with the next event. I'm excited, I'm planning it, right? Or you can retract. You can withdraw for the season and busy yourself with the holidays, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of joy because of it. It's entirely a personal choice, no doubt about it. But as long as you understand that if you choose to retract, if you withdraw for the season to go do all those things that bring you joy, then you better be realistic and be prepared that you'll be starting your business all over again next year. And you know what? It won't start January 1st. You're going to be regrouping and probably won't really get out of bed, so to speak, until spring. So, it doesn't have to be that way. Retailers look forward to the holidays, no doubt about that, right? For obvious reasons. We're all out there shopping till we drop. We want to bless the people we love. They look forward to it. And there's not a whole lot that they have to do to draw you in. But we can look forward to them too if we retreat and we look for ways to grab the attention of our customers, our client base, despite the season of the year. That's what business looks like, folks. You could, if you're just for the relationships, if you just want to be around the people in our business, if you just want to feel like you belong to something meaningful, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing. And a lot of people in our business are doing just that. They just want to belong, right? But if you're in business to provide a living for yourself and or for your family, if you have goals, financial goals for your future, it's time to retreat and to plan for the final quarter of this wonderful year. So let's talk about just a few things that you might consider doing to stir up business instead of retracting until 2019. Number one would be get excited. Now that might sound silly, but there's a whole lot to be excited about. If you, in your mindset, if you say, well, the holidays are coming, everybody's going to be busy, I'm not going to be able to get with anybody, nobody's going to spend money on what we got, you can't possibly be excited. But if you look at all the opportunity, if you look at the closeout of this year with excitement, you retreat and you plan your strategy, just like the soldiers do, just like the boxer does, just like all these people do. If you retreat and get back in it, you're going to be so excited, and it'll take you right into next year. Number two is consider offering a special to existing customers, right? Or past customers, if you will. It could be that you offer to clean their unit. It could be that you offer to, give them something, a gift or something. Offer a special. Go out with them. Get in their face to let them know that you're still there and you still appreciate their business. Offer them something. Number three is come up with maybe a newsletter and send it out. Electronic newsletters are fine. And frankly, there are so many wonderful templates out there. You don't have to create anything. You just have to plug in a few paragraphs to make it your own. Be sure it's filled with reminders of how people can benefit from their device in countless ways, and specifically for the season. Kind of prompt them into thinking, prompt them into embracing that investment all over again. That's the way you add value from year to year to year. Number four, maybe you send out an email recapping your year. A lot of the same as some people send out a family newsletter, for instance. Maybe you want to send out an email recapping your year, brag it up. What a great way to appeal to other people about the business we're in. Guys, I just want to pause there and just say that so many people, you've heard me refer to it as level them and leave them. People make a sale, they move on. Thank you for the check, they go on down the road. They don't stay in front of those people. You know, payday is not the end of your journey, because if you handle it right and you tell these people, they know you appreciate them, that you're always there for them, that you're looking for referrals, you know what? They're going to give you referrals. So maybe if you just did an email recapping your year and kind of reminded them. And the other thing is life changes. You know, there could be, you could have sold somebody a couple of devices 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden they're divorcing, and you know, maybe there's a time, that season, for someone within that, you know, couple to do our business. You know, so life changes, and maybe if you send out an email recapping your year, you'll prompt them to think. Number 5 is don't slow down on social media, you know, if you use it for your business. You know, you might think, well, everybody's busy, you know, wrapping presents, baking cookies. Well, I got to tell you something, contrary to popular belief, the world is not shut down for the holidays. And some people actually tune in more during the holiday season just so they can see what their friends are doing. They're trying to catch up, right? And so you don't want to slow down on social media if that's what you use for your business. Number 6 is send out holiday cards. What a novel concept. You know, we never lost that in real estate. We stayed in front of people. I still stay in front of people. You might consider doing it maybe for the first time. Send out to your client base, you know, holiday cards. And be sure to ask for referrals when you do. You know, when my cards go out all throughout the year to my client base, it'll always say, remember to pay it forward the way I paid it forward to you. I'm asking them for referrals. I'm always thanking them for their business. They're my customers. We might become friends and they might become distributors, but the bottom line is they started out as a customer, and I need to be sure that they know that I'm still in business and I want those referrals. Number 7, focus on businesses and come up with a plan, you know, for how owning a device can add to their bottom line. Businesses of every kind are looking at the year and they're trying to figure out how can the next year be even more profitable than this year was. So we're not looking at, from a business standpoint, you're not necessarily going to look at, oh, let's be healthier, let's drink the water, everybody's going to love it. They're looking for money. And so come up with a way that you can address a business and help them plan for how, if they make an investment in our technology, they can actually increase their bottom line next year. Music to their ears, by the way. Number 8, maybe you come up with a contest for your team. You know, maybe you challenge your team with an incentive. You know, guys, it's all relative. I've never seen anything like it. Really, so many people, you know, are in business and then they don't want to spend any money. It's like it's just going to come, but they don't want to advertise, promote, offer, you know, incentives or anything else. But, you know, if you give incentive to your team, you know, to make a certain number of sales, for instance, or to sell the first K8 this month or something, you know, give it to them. You're making money, guys. You can afford to give an incentive. So do something to stir up your team for this last quarter of the year. People are motivated by that kind of thing, and you'll see them work hard to achieve that goal. Number 9 is maybe you call your customers to remind them. Maybe you say, hey, don't forget, you know, you need to deep clean your unit every year. Maybe you send them the information on how to get that done. Maybe you remind them, hey, coming up in December is our sale on filters. You don't want to forget. Nothing like saving money. Stay in touch with them, right? Anything you can do or say to make that phone call to stay in touch, besides how are you doing, you know, whatever. You need to have a purpose behind your phone calls. And number 10 would be maybe you email or send out a thank you card. Wouldn't it be wonderful? You like receiving them. I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful if your customers all received a thank you card, everybody who bought in 2018, if you thanked them for making it an amazing year for you? These things are just simple things, guys, simple business steps that you can take. And frankly, it gets you excited when you just think about them, right? If you can do something to reach out to what you've already done, if you're looking at this list, you can see what I'm talking about. You're not talking about just getting new business. You're talking about, you know, firming up your old business or your current business to propel you into more business. Any one of these 10 items could send you and launch you into the last quarter and make you sing in January. Trust me, if you make it a goal to not retract, but to retreat, if you plan these things, retreat and plan, you'll go right back to that number 1 thing on the list, which is being excited. You can't not be excited when you start planning your future. Life is all about choices. You know, when you make a choice, it has to come with action, right? If you say, well, you know, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds, you can't do nothing and lose 20 pounds. If you say, well, you know, I'm gonna try to make it to the event, well, you can't stop doing anything to take action, right? Every choice you make has to come with some sort of action. You can choose to close out this year right now. You can hang up the phone and say it's holiday season. I'm going to go bake cookies and wrap presents. You can do it right now. And I'm sure that you'll enjoy the festivities if you do. Or you can choose to retreat, to regroup, and to make this last quarter memorable in every single way. If we retracted while on a payroll somewhere, you know what? You wouldn't be on a payroll somewhere. You don't have that luxury of say, well, you know, it's October. I think I'll just sit back until January. You're going to be unemployed in the unemployment line, you know, come January. So you don't have that choice. You aren't of any benefit to any company anywhere if you retract or you withdraw and you go into slug mode just because the holidays are around the corner. So why would you do that for your own business? Why would you stall out and stop working because we're heading into a busy holiday season? When you work for yourself, you should serve you with more passion. You know, you should be working with more dedication, more drive, and you should muster up, you know, more, compassion really, and more drive than you ever would for anybody else. We're in the last season of the year. Some of us treated last weekend, retreated last weekend, and we're armed and ready for this last season because of it in every area of life. While others went into withdrawal mode by not doing whatever they needed to do to retreat so that they could be even more successful in every single way. It always comes down to choice. So what's going to be for you? Will you make it a point to retreat so that you can be readied, you know, to end the year with a bang so that you can pay your bills? You know, I'm not talking about being money hungry. I'm talking about survival, right? Will you make it a point to retreat, or will you just throw in the towel and say, oh, it's going to be busy. I'll never make a sale. Nobody has any money. Nobody's going to buy this. Come on, guys. That's not truth. That's just what you tell you, you know, or will you be so focused on withdrawing instead of, retreating? So, you know, I sure hope you'll retreat. I hope that you'll understand the importance of retreat for this season of your life, for the season of our business. And I certainly hope you'll retreat here with us next year. But if, you know, otherwise the only option is to withdraw. You know, pick something off that list, you know, or pick a few things off that list, even better, right? And get excited. You can keep moving and make this last quarter so amazing in every way. And you know what? You'll be able to afford to buy whatever Christmas presents you want. But if you sit back and go into that retract, into holiday mode, withdraw from everything else because it's a busy time of year that you love, you're going to be regretting it come January. So don't ever choose to retract in life when you have a chance to retreat instead. So you guys go ponder that a little bit. You know, it's definitely a game changer in lots of ways. And I hope you understand that, you know, we're in October. Like I said, we're going to slide right into the holidays. I'm a woman of God, and I love Christmas time for the obvious reasons. It's a celebration time. I love my family. We have Christmases like you can't even imagine here at the farm. But I don't know that I would, enjoy any of those things as much if I couldn't breathe because I couldn't pay my bills. So there is a way to do it all. There is a way to balance it all. It starts with retreat, revive, refresh, and move forward. So you guys go do all those things. I hope. Pick something off the list. You guys go make it a great day. I'll see you at the top, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.